Hey team, welcome to the Baby Playbook podcast for another episode. I can't believe we've been running for so long. I think we're nearing, I want to say nearing, or we have gotten. Oh, yes, we are nearing our 20th episode. We should do something special for that. Thank you so much for tuning in again. If you are loving this podcast, I really hope that you can give me a minute of your time and either press the subscribe button wherever you're listening to, or give it a review or a comment, just some sort of engagement that's going to really help it get up there into other people's feeds. I would be so appreciative of that. Let's talk about this week's episode because you're about to delve into it. This week is another feature episode, and we've done this before, but a little bit of a setup if you haven't heard the last episode that I featured from the How to Life podcast. So the How to Life podcast is something that I was part of when Noah was born. So take that back around 4.5 years ago. Wild. So I was really in the thick of being a new parent at the time, and myself and my co-host Claudia and Jenna, we recorded a couple of episodes just talking about my experiences as a parent. The first one being that I released a few weeks ago, which was all about postnatal blues. So that one is in your feed if you'd like to check in on that one. But this week is an episode that I'm featuring where I spoke about kind of being a parenting dream team. So how Nick and I at the time were kind of finding our balance as a parenting team and how we were trying to make things work as two people who were embarking on quite a crazy adventure having our first child. And I really wanted to talk about kind of the comments I was getting at the time, praising Nick, and don't get me wrong, he is an amazing partner, an amazing dad, but praising kind of his efforts around being a great dad, and I guess not really getting the equivalent praise. Now it sounds like I really needed that praise, but I didn't really. It was more about the fact that, what you're looking for in a partner, and what kind of like the minimum standard is in having someone with you embarking on a parenting journey. I'm not going to say too much more because I feel like if I get into it, then I'm going to go into the whole point and then you guys aren't actually going to listen to the episode. So here is my episode from the How to Life podcast about being a parenting dream team.
How to Life. Hey guys, you know how my life is a sitcom?
Yeah.
This will be good.
Oh yeah. So get this right. Your girl was bitten on the eye by a spider while she slept. Your girl then had an allergic reaction to said spider and couldn't open her right eye. Okay. So,
Oh my gosh, this is a horror movie.
the beauty of it all is that I didn't wake up once. And this freaking mammoth of a spider, not sure what kind of spider, went to the doctor's next, literally couldn't open my right eye. And it was, you could tell it was a bite. It was right under my right eye. And the swelling of it, it was really hard. It was hot. It was very uncomfortable. Had to drive to the doctor's, didn't I? So I was like a pirate, like winking at everyone. And then I was like, because I called the doctor, I was like, oh, I need to come in immediately. I have been bitten. This is how it ends. I'm going to die today if I don't get through. Like, I've had 28 great years. This is not how it ends. He basically, the doctor looked at it and he was like, yeah, you've been bitten by a spider. He goes, can't really tell what kind of spider. If it was real bad, you'd be dead by now.
Oh.
And he said, but you're having an allergic reaction to the venom.
Oh, well.
Like, the venom wasn't enough on its own. I then had an allergic reaction to said venom. And I went, you know what? Nothing has summed up Claudia Coy more than that story. And he's like, how didn't you wake up? Oh, I don't know, Dales. Must have been tired. Not sure. But anyway, it's still kind of there. It's taken 2 weeks to come down. It's really hard. And I had to take...
I haven't even noticed it now that you pointed.
It's a second nose, yeah.
Your nose.
And but it's hard, and it was terrifying. And I had this moment because the initial had to take tablets for it for the allergic reaction, and the swelling went down, but like the hard bite stayed there, and I'm like, oh no, sweetie, like I don't just have like a bite on my face now. That's not like not the rest of my life. Anyway, guys, so the point of the story is, I then looked up some facts. Do you guys know that you eat roughly on average 8 spiders in your sleep every year?
Read this on a pad, like on the weird things like on the pad.
It reeks. What was it, Libra?
Yeah. Like, were you eating that?
But I absolutely feel for you on that topic because that has actually happened to me a fair few times.
Oh, Jen.
But not with spiders. Mosquitoes. No, a mosquito has bitten my eye and my whole eye puffs up because I'm allergic to mosquito bites. I'm just pushing on from that.
Pause for a second. Someone change the subject.
My husband and I have a child. His name is Noah. He's 6 months old. And we are, can I say, we are really nailing parenthood right now. We're a really good team. I feel like we've got a good flow, guys.
Yep.
We've got him in a bit of a routine. Things are fun. We have like, he goes down to bed at 7 o'clock every night and we just like get out the red wine, make a bit of steak, maybe put the barbecue on. It's just been really nice. Like I do look around every day and I'm really grateful for like the family that I have. Nick as a partner, he's just so great with everything, with, you know, relationship, home life, taking care of Noah, whatever it is. And that's awesome. But the other day I had someone, I'm just going to say someone, say to me, they were like, oh, just like things are going so well with you and Noah. He's so adorable. I saw him on your story. How good is Nick? I can just see that he is just a great dad. And I'm like, yeah, like he is. He's a really, really great dad. And then the follow-up message was, you are so lucky that you've found someone that is like that, because that is just so rare.
Someone like what?
There's a great dad, apparently. And it really, like, I just stepped back and I thought, sorry, I'm lucky that he's doing his job. Is that what you're saying? Obviously, I didn't reply to that. Replied with very, like, standard message. Thanks. But I just wanted to talk about that because I've had it said to me a few times now where I'm not saying don't compliment Nick. He's a great guy, great dad, great partner, great husband. Yeah. I am as well, I'd like to think, in terms of a wife. But I feel like the glory that we give to guys who are so involved in parenthood and so involved with a baby, with a child and raising your kids is like 10 times the amount of glory you give to the mum who's apparently just meant to be doing it, you know?
Absolutely.
That's just the standard.
Said to Mum the other day, when have you ever seen a movie about a woman, husband, kids, and the husband dies and she has to raise all the children by herself?
That's so true.
Watched Fatherhood with Kevin Hart on Netflix the other day because that's what that story is, but it's the wife dies and he has to raise the kids.
Every story is the wife dies. However, will the man rise to the occasion? But if it was the other way, it wouldn't even be a storyline because, like, well, she just gets on with it because she gets it done.
The movie producers would be like, yeah, and what? And what? What happened? Where's the crux of the story? What's happening?
I think men and fatherhood has come so far in a short period of time, but it still has a lot longer to go. The difference between how our grandfathers raised our parents to how our parents raised to how you're raising Noah would be exponentially different.
Oh, 100%. And I do think about it, and we were talking in amongst ourselves about our own dads and the I guess the way they raised us and how involved they were. And yeah, my dad was involved, but I would say not as much as Nick is. Like, Nick is in the trenches with me, 50-50. He's doing everything that's involved with the kid and with the messy house that we have because you have a kid. But it just infuriates me in a way when I hear people like congratulating me on the fact that I found a man as if they're like a rarity and a diamond, and somebody needs to be lucky to be able to be in my position, because I feel like we all deserve that. You deserve a partner, male or female, that is 50-50, no matter what you're doing at the time. If you're working, I get it, full time, have a bit of a sleep in, don't wake up in the night, but you need to be there. You need to be changing that nappy. You need to be dealing with the screaming. Read that book as well. I'm not just reading it because we need to both be on the same page, you know? I have even caught myself out as well saying to friends like, you've got to find a really good guy who's going to be a great dad, you know? I just think that we need to change that language a bit as well. It needs to be that, no, you're not lucky. No, not congratulations on finding a great guy. Let's all rise to the occasion and let's all just be as involved as we need to be.
Yeah. And you know what's an interesting term? Daddy daycare.
Oh.
Yeah, that is a crock of shit.
Sorry, aren't you just a parent? Isn't that just parenting?
Aren't we just kind of like, you're on now and I'm going to do something and then I'll be on, you know?
Is it mummy daycare too? Is that what we're doing that?
I was going to say, when I find someone that I want to have children with, as you said, I want it to be like an equal partnership. I feel like I can even see some people that are happy in relations, but they're like, it's your turn, now it's my turn, now it's your turn, now it's my turn. It's like, that doesn't feel sustainable. That feels like I did this, so you did this. It's like, shouldn't everyone just kind of be like wanting to do it, because then I know like I have such a maternal thing that I probably would just want to do it all the time.
Yeah.
And then I can see how that would quickly go out of balance.
Oh, yeah. And I've even caught myself. I thought before motherhood, I thought I'm going to be so easygoing with things like do not care, leave the kid for a few hours. Yeah, sure. Miss you. I'll be back. But I will say it is hard for mums. If you are the stay-at-home, if you are with the kid the majority of the time, you do find it hard, no matter what type of personality you have, to let go. So things like I get slightly irritated inside when I watch, for example, Nick feeding him the wrong way. And I'm like, oh, man, you could get so much more puree in, but I'm going to step back from this, you know? And you get that because you're with them so often. So you know them just that little bit better. And that's just because of my situation. I'm at home. Nick's going to work every single day. Mm-hmm. But you're so right. It shouldn't be, for example, that the husband comes home or the dad comes home and, you know, chucks his stuff to the side and you've had a really big day, so you go rest and I'll do the rest of the day by myself. You know, it just doesn't work that way. And I cannot explain to people. I used to think all the time like, oh, yeah, sure, like stay at home mum. How hard can it be? Even I thought that, even though I had so much respect for my sister, so much respect for my mum for doing it, I just thought in myself, oh, I've done plenty of tough actual career jobs. This will be easy. Right. It is so hard. Sleep deprivation, so hard. You're sick, you're still going, like screaming all the time, dealing with so many issues. It is the toughest job in the world, and I will I can't explain that enough. So you just need to be 50-50. There's no, it can't be 70-30. It can't be 60-40. It's 50-50, and that's it. That's what you should settle for. Nothing less or nothing more. You know what I mean? And yeah, I just like, I say to all my girlfriends as well, and I say to all my single girlfriends, like, do not settle for any less, because trust me, it's the hardest thing you will ever do, and you need that person there. You need that person there as much as you are there, or else you'll break. And oh man, don't get me wrong, I look at some people around me and I'm like, how the hell is she still married to him? Because he's just cruising by, man. He's just having a great time, and she is struggling.
And hats off to single parents as well.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Like, I don't know how, and like I don't want this episode to be like sledging men at all, because men are brilliant, and that we all have incredible fathers, and it's so necessary and stuff like that. I think that the issue is it's more just like let's celebrate great fathers, but let's all celebrate great mums.
Yes.
And let it be a group assignment. You know what I mean? Like a group uni assignment. But
that's exactly right. And not just, I think women just are expected to be amazing mothers, and it doesn't get praised. Whereas if men are adequate fathers, then they're like, wow, washing? He's amazing.
It's interesting because my parents got divorced when I was 6. I don't have many memories before I was 6, but so for me, when I was with Dad, we had split custody. Dad was very hands-on. He came to every school carnival, picked me up from school. When I was with Mum, same thing. So I always felt like I had 100% of their attention. Do you know what I mean? Because I don't remember a time when we were all in the same house and it was like one was taking over more than the other. So I feel like quite lucky that way. But
absolutely.
I can't really like... You know,
so I feel like I've had very much the opposite. Like my mum hasn't, she'll be offended when I say this, hasn't really worked since I've been born. And then so she's been always at home, always at everything. Whereas my dad worked so much, he was not there as much as her. So then I have that very much in my mind of like, well, mums do these things and dads do these things. And it's very hard to get out of that when that's all you've ever known.
Yeah. But you know what, if that works for them as well, I guess some couples, if there is a breadwinner that has to go to work and make the money because the other person's staying home, and that works for that relationship, they're doing the best they can, that works for them, that's awesome. But I think sometimes as well, I think it really comes down to the woman being expected to be a mother, and then sometimes the father's being celebrated for being a dad.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. You've summarised it so well there, Claudia. And I think the other thing is as well, I found with girlfriends who are at that stage where, you know, like maybe they've been together with someone for a little while, or they're thinking about having kids, been married for a couple of years. I find all too often the situation where the girl really, really wants to have a baby and the guy's not ready yet, right?
Yes.
Or let's just say one partner's not ready and one person is. So then if you end up having a baby, it's like, well, you wanted to have this baby now, you know, and I find I can see how that situation would be really hard as well. But I think in the end, like if you decide to have a baby, no matter who was keen first, no matter if one was ready, one was not. That's like, if somebody's not ready, don't have a child. I'm telling you that right now. And also they're not a Band-Aid fix. But if you make that decision,
we're all on board, okay? We are all coming on board and we are raising this kid together.
Absolutely. So I'll stick to not.
I'm so clucky, but also like freaking terrified of like that. I'm like, yeah.
I think like I am clucky in terms of I love children, I want a child, but I just haven't ever met someone in my life yet that I'm like, you're the person that I could see myself having children with. Therefore, I don't want children, because I can see how much you need that strong team to even consider a child, and I'm not doing that shit by myself. So until like, whoa, I need someone to help cut up oranges and shit, you know?
Jen, should we co-parent? Should we adopt a kid? You and I?
Yeah, why not, doll?
I love that. We're not living in gold when they're done. And you think I could live in gold? Okay, good, guys.
Okay, so there it is. Another feature episode from the How to Life podcast on the Baby Playbook podcast, which is exactly what you're listening to right now. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I've actually got one more up my sleeve, which I will be dropping in the coming weeks. So make sure you listen out for that. Hey, if you want to get in touch with me, if you have any ideas on, I guess, what you want to hear on this podcast, what experts you want to hear from, what topics of baby you want to get informed about, well, you can follow me on Instagram, of course, at Nicolina. That's where you can find me, and make sure that you're keeping up to date with this podcast, because we've been doing some amazing giveaways with some of the people that we've been speaking to and the brands that we've had on as well. So thanks so much for tuning in. I am going to chat to you next week.